Hello everyone, welcome to another episode of Nigerian Mindset, your weekly social awareness and motivational program on YouTube. I'm Dr. Nana Aisha Akeze. For this week's episode, here are my views. Security is a state of being free from danger or threats. When you feel secure, you can sleep, go out, do anything you choose to do without being afraid. Why? Because you know you are safe. One of the most important roles of any country's government is protecting the citizens from security threats. These involve creating a strong system of defense for the nation. We all know that a country is a nation that occupies a particular territory with its own system of government. Therefore, a country has its boundaries which must be protected by its government. On the other hand, a ranch is a large farm where cattle or other animals are bred and raised by cattlemen or ranchers. Ranchers employ foremen, also known as stock growers, stockmen, or herdsmen. In the history of mankind, no nation has ever been set aside as habitation for rearing animals. Neither is any nation set aside for cohabiting men and animals. The current situation where cattlemen are taking over farmlands and streets in Nigeria call for concern. The idea that Nigerians think it's okay for cattle to cross busy and well-decorated Federal Capital Territory FCT or any part of the states in Nigeria is absurd. I was in Nigeria last year, 2018, I saw cows crossing the road. Like, what? Why? Cattle are meant to be in ranches, not on major city roads. This is not okay. I need to stop. This is a serious security situation of the highest level. It needs to be addressed and deserves the attention of all Nigerian citizens and the government. As I have mentioned in previous episodes, no sane businessman will invest where there is insecurity. If our nation is insecure, there's no businessman that will come there. Nigerian leaders and decision makers, please note that cattle rearing within city environment is not productive. It results to confusion of the highest order. It excites fearfulness and leads to insecurity and lawlessness. This practice should not be allowed to continue. If we want to be taken seriously in the Committee of Nations, if you want to be recognized as a nation and as a nation that people can visit, the least we can do is address the insecurity of lives and property of Nigeria due to open house system of cattle rearing by Nigerian herdsmen. It's hard to imagine that in this 21st century, things like this are still happening. It is clear that cattle rearing cannot prioritize above the security of lives and properties of human beings in Nigeria. What we need to do is find solution to this problem. This is not something we have to be rioting or fighting about. We need to find solution to this problem, and I have some of the solution laid out here. I grew up seeing cows passing my village road as a young girl. I was always terrified. even though they are accompanied by herdsmen at that time. And to know that several decades later, that situation has not changed. It only points to one of the many issues we have in Nigeria: lack of development, improvement, and innovation in that area. There's no development, there's no improvement, and there's no innovation. We need to do all these three for us to be in a community of nations that will be recognized and respected. If the cattle are in the ranch, do you know that cow dung can be collected and processed into renewable energy to power homes? And that can solve some electricity problems we are having. Ranchers in Nigeria, I encourage you to invest in research and development. Cattle rearing has been associated with section of our nation for generations. Of course, cattle rearing has been associated with us in Nigeria. As many already mentioned concerning this situation, one best solution is to encourage creation of ranches by ranchers. You need to create ranches. You cannot just be moving from south to north, north to south, east to west with all your cattle. That is not good. We all know that agriculture depends upon irrigation and water supply. Now, what is irrigation? What is irrigation farming? Irrigation farming is basically the artificial application of water to crops in order to sustain or enhance plants' growth where there is no constant rainfall, like in the northern Nigeria. An irrigation system controls amount of water to crops at needed intervals. Here are some solutions to the situation of Nigeria concerning herdsmen. In the northern Nigeria, ranchers can invest in irrigation and desert farming system to produce grass and crops for feeding their livestock. This is not only government problem. Ranchers who are owners of these cattle need to invest into research and development and develop new techniques for utilizing irrigation and desert farming to produce food for their livestock within their ranches. Government and community leaders on their part need to create law that will make it possible for ranchers to keep their livestock in their ranches and also outlaw the nomadic system currently practiced by most ranchers using their cattlemen. This has stayed for too long. As a young girl, I see them in a nomadic form moving cattle from. It needs to stop. Then that needs to be outlawed and make it very easy for them to, build ranches. In doing this, the crime that are currently associated with some herdsmen and other individuals who are faking to be herdsmen in Nigeria will be caught. We need security in Nigeria. There are multiple ways to practice irrigation farming. Nigerian farmers, listen to this. All you need to do is to find the type of irrigation system that serves your needs. There are several types of irrigation farming, which include surface irrigation, localized irrigation, drip irrigation, manual irrigation, and others. All of these can be utilized to improve on farming and livestock husbandries with a change of mindset. You need a change of mindset. Move from that century that you have been to this century that we are now. You need to move forward. You need to be creative. You need to be innovative. According to studies, in the United States, farmers are innovative and creative. While farmers may face some struggles in many parts of America, they have their own preference in using irrigation techniques which fits their budgets and based on the US agricultural landscape. So farmers in Nigeria, all you need to do is to invest in research and development to see how you can best fit the irrigation farming system with your budget. I encourage Nigerian farmers, NGOs, and those who are able to give back to the society by funding research and development to expand irrigation and desert farming system in Nigeria, to have a sustainable ranch for livestock. The idea of allowing herdsmen to move cattle from state to state uncontrollably have given room to individuals faking as herdsmen to attack innocent civilians, hiding under the disguise of herdsmen. This has to stop. Irrigation farming is lucrative. It's not only beneficial for solving the current problems of herdsmen, but it will contribute to the food production and economic growth of our nation. Research revealed that in 2012, farmers with irrigated land in the United States accounted for 50% and amounted to about 106 billion. Yes, you heard me right. In a year, $106 billion market value crops sold in the United States. You see why countries like America is great in every ramification. Irrigation is practiced in all 50 states in America, and that's why there are fresh crops all year round, and food is very cheap in the US. Farmers of Nigeria, we need to look into this. Fellow Nigerians, listen to me. Every problem have a solution. We need a change of mindset in Nigeria. We just cannot be static. We cannot be in one spot. We need to move. We already know that farming in arid region is tough. We know that it's tough to farm in arid region, but that's why you need to invest in irrigation farming and desert farming. Farmers of northern Nigeria faced with challenges to grow grasses for feeding the cows must learn about irrigation farming system. You need to learn about it. There is also what is known as desert farming, which has been perfected and practiced in Israel for many decades. Desert farming has been practiced by humans for thousands of years. Solution to herdsmen and cattle rearing problems in Nigeria should be irrigation and desert farming. This is just the solution. This is simple. This simple solution is what we need in Nigeria. The government, community leaders, ranchers, and those who are able should come together and invest and learn from other countries' experiences in the area of irrigation techniques and desert farming to address herds problem, the herdsmen problem in Nigeria. The idea of carrying cows from north to south, south to north, east to west does not make sense. We need to stop that. Allowing such cows to eat up people's crops and turn around to fight the farmers for speaking out is not only wrong but despicable. This action is despicable. I totally condemn this practice, all its ramification. I condemn it. Arms are to be used to protect livestock in their ranches against wild animals. Farms are not to be carried by foremen, by herdsmen. It is wrong. In a nation of law and order, to allow gun-trotting herdsmen go through the vast land of Nigeria, attacking farmers' owners in their own farmland, allowing cows to eat up their crops in which they sustain their family. Nigerian leaders, this is absurd. It needs to stop. This practice needs to stop. I call on Nigerian government and leaders to look into this issue and address it right now. Because criminals are now hiding under the trade and masquerading as herdsmen with guns to unleash terror on innocent citizens. This has gone for too long. We need to stop it. We need to be a serious nation. Nigerian leaders and others who are able, please invest in research and development. Help researchers collect information on how to mitigate this problem in Nigeria. Nigerian people, Nigerian leaders, what legacy do we want to leave in the heart of others? What do you want to be remembered for? I want to be remembered for great things. Great men leave behind great legacy that will live on in the hearts of people they touch. Let your name be engraved in the heart of others, and let the society share good stories about you. Create foundations and sponsor causes that you care for. Change the mindset of taking from the system. Instead, have the mindset of giving back to the system. Thank you for joining me on Nigerian Mindset today. Join me next week for continuation of this discussion. My website is standingbyyourdream.com. Don't forget to check out our research work. Some of our books are here. Look at them. This one was authored by me and my husband. This is talking about unstable economy in Nigeria mostly. You can find this book on Amazon and Barnes & Noble. And this is written by my husband. Strategy, that's business strategy. So this can also be found on Amazon and Barnes & Noble. Thank you for joining me on Nigerian Mindset today. I see you next week. Bye-bye.